We used to be friends, but I haven't thought of you lately at all. So I'm a little late on this video. This like my impressions on the Veronica Mars movie. I saw it Saturday with my sister, who she didn't want to review, but oh well. But yeah, if you haven't already watched my opinion on my TV aftermath on the whole series in general, annotation somewhere. I'll leave an annotation somewhere, at least in the description box. But anyway, Veronica Mars movie. Again, just like get the background out of the way. Massive Kickstarter success, all by the fans, and basically Veronica Mars. She's now 9 years after the series ended. She's now big. Well, she's on the verge of becoming this big shot New York lawyer. But and she's so in a stable relationship with Piz. But and right as she's about to like sort of finally get a big position, Logan gets caught in another murder case, and of course he's under accusation. He's their main suspect. He calls Veronica for help, and then suddenly, she finds this whole big conspiracy around it, and basically everything falls back into place from the series. At the same time, they have the Neptune High school reunion. But okay, again, coming from from a new fan who only just watched this series the entire series starting a month ago. This is it's a very fine, very very good return to form for the series and the characters and whatnot. I mean, one great thing about, and just in terms of the big success story or the point of the movie is that the big significance of the movie in terms of like what it means for the movie industry is that now all these there are so many potential fan projects to sort of restart these sort of canceled or lost IPs, not more so than even Arrested Development or Firefly with Serenity. And taking that significance outside of it, if you're a fan of Veronica Mars, and well, you probably already see this, but if you're a fan of Veronica Mars, you will get what you paid for. It feels there's no from the start. It feels exactly like the series what it was back in 2004 to 2007. There's not a single beat they miss in terms of getting these character dynamics back into place or reintroducing them. They feel like nothing's changed, but they feel like nothing at the same time. Nothing has changed, but then everything has in a way. As of course with the theme song, it's they even have in the movie as a cover, and then they play it again at the end credits as the original theme in the original composition. But yeah, everything feels exactly the same way it did before. Veronica with her father, Veronica with Logan and Piz, Veronica with Wallace and Mac and Dick and Weevil and whoever. They all their dynamics feel exactly the same, and it's a testament for this cast, for how perfect this cast is to keep that same kind of energy and that chemistry after 7 years. Years since the series ended, and it's just a joy from a fan base, from a fan perspective, to see them back into their old rhythms, and that's only just coming from a new fan. For a fan from the series since it started, and who probably paid buttloads to get paid out of their ass to get the movie to be made. I can't imagine how this made them feel happy, because it's not just, there's a lot of fan servicey moments in there. I can tell at least they're probably there are so many different character actors in the scenes in the movie where you're probably thinking that is that someone who donated a lot? Is that because it's weird that that character or these things are like getting like sort of attention or screen time. It's like there's a scene where Logan and Veronica are in a bar, and they cut away, and like in the background they cut away to this like trio of Canadian singers, of course wearing hockey jerseys. And like the entire time, my sister and I are sitting down. It's like we're like, are those donators? Are they top donators? Or I mean, they're not bad. It's kind of funny, even though I like Canada. But anyway. But yeah, I counted at least 4 times. I know I said like 4 times in the theater, going like, "There's that guy too." And there's all these fun cameos, and like these all like fun Easter eggs. Like there's a scene where Veronica is finally meeting back with Leo with Max Greenfield, and he's like, "Hey, I heard you were an FBI agent before." It's like, "No, I'm not." He's like, "You sure?" It's like, "Yeah." And that was a great allusion to how like the failed season 4 pilot as an Veronica Mars FBI, and like there was like this older couple who I questioned if they're actual Veronica Mars fans or they were just sort of intrigued by it, but I knew at least they were probably kinds of fans because the one guy laughed at the same joke. I was like, almost the rest of our theater didn't. And okay, well that brings me to like sort of 2 issues about the movie in terms of like, if you're not a fan, how would you proceed into this movie? Well, like 1, how would you proceed into this movie? And 2, is it worth going out to see in theaters when you can stay at home and just rent it or buy it straight off iTunes or Amazon? And well, in terms of the theater part, it's hard to say because I don't know. I can't really tell from our theater how many Marshmallow fans out there. It's like I know the majority of them. Yeah, they're solid right opening night on Friday, or they at least most of them attempted to stream it, Flixer or whatever. But in theaters, it's hard to say. But it's like no, well, like I don't want to say it in a bad way because it is a very well done movie. It translates. I can't imagine how much like the budget for this one movie compares to like just like 1 or 2 episodes of the series by itself. But it does retain like the same feel per se. Like it still has like it still has a very polished feel to it. It feels like it doesn't feel cheap at all in most cases. It feels like the money was very well spent. That 5.7 million plus like whatever Warner Brothers actually chipped in to help make the project work. But it doesn't feel cheap at all. It feels very much like a film. Though, okay, maybe there were a couple of cheap aspects to it, like a common visual thing they did. Rob Thomas says in the movies, like he has overlays when people get text messages or a call, and it's like compared to like what Nonstop did for that. Compared to what Nonstop did for that same effect, it's more underwhelming. Granted, Nonstop had about 8 times the budget, close to 8 to 9 times the budget of this, but I digress. But if you see it in theaters, it's not a bad experience, but beyond like, just being able to like concentrate solely on the movie and not on just the rest of the world from like being at home, then you won't miss out on much, honestly. But I encourage you to see it at all. I encourage you to see this movie. Like, and again, to non-fans, that's a little tricky. I wish I had Corey with me to actually review the movie with. But in any case, Veronica Mars, like as a movie on itself, like you take out all the fun like fan service stuff and all the cameos and just like having these characters back together again. It's still a really fun ride. I mean, again, you have a lot like it's one of the funnier like it's probably one of the funnier just Veronica Mars like adventures to begin with, even including the show. it's a solid mystery on its own, and it does well enough to bring it to like expand the universe while also keeping elements within the show. Though there are some like elements that are stretched. Is like, of course, they need a sheriff since in season 3 the actual sheriff died. So what do? Oh, let's get the brother in from out of nowhere. Or this is a common complaint like with a lot of reviews, and that no one in the movie actually mentions or resolves the plot point where if Keith or Vinny won the election. When you see Vinny Van Lowe, Ken Marino, he's just sort of back to his old ways. But unless you're a nitpicker that way, there's no real complaint to it, and it's probably better to see Ken Marino do his thing. What else? It's getting sweaty in here. Sorry. What else? Oh yeah, there are. Well, it depends because I'm expecting like some. I don't know. I was being sort of like the sort of like over exaggerated fan in terms of how they kept some of the continuity things. Because I was talking with my sister about this. Like, they changed the setting to the Mars Investigation Office. This movie sucks. Or, that sex tape has a completely different angle to what it was in the show. It sucks. But, in any case, like, they're in a different house. Or, like, they're not in the apartment anymore. Sucks. Or, it's just sort of, like, non sequitur, like, continuity complaints from the series. But, like, I digress about that. But, other complaints... The mystery itself, it's again, granted, like compared to to the main mysteries of the show, it can't compete because those episodes, those mysteries had an entire season to progress, and in this one, it's only better than some of the episode by episode case of the week type stuff, only because like it's a movie and it carries more weight just having these characters back together again. Also, and it's not exactly as emotionally or thematically connected to Veronica Mars' character or character arc as the show usually was able to do. But like especially now it's out of both the high school and the college setting. But I digress. But in any case, it's I think for both. For new fans, you probably saw this already, and you probably saw this already, but of course, just to get out of the way, I really liked it. I wouldn't mind seeing more of these movies. I hope we can see more of these movies, especially the way they set up this ending. For older fans, I'd say you can walk into this movie fairly okay-ish. I mean, there are a lot of moments where there's just like, hey, these like weird like character introduction moments. So there is an automatic sense of familiarity that like you can like sort of relate to as much. It's like it won't be as interesting to see. You won't get the full impact of like seeing like Veronica ask Wallace, hey, get me a scene and file. It's like, are you kidding me, girl? I'm working here. I can't do that. Or like seeing Weevil do a complete 180 from where he was left off in the show. Or seeing some characters out of nowhere, like Celeste Kane makes a random cameo. They mentioned Lily and Duncan in the intro, but they don't play in a role in the movie at all. I don't think they even get mentioned. Kane Salford does get introed, but I think that's more like sort of like a sequel tease type thing. But in any case, Veronica Mars, like, it's a very well character-driven mystery and thriller-ish. It's so bland, has like a lot of that still has a lot of impact, but like our connection, like that is a testament to how much these characters can still like have an impact on us, even as far as like a month to like the 7 years since we saw them. But Yeah, if you haven't already, it's worth well, if you're a fan, of course you saw it, and if you're not a fan, it's worth checking out. I recommend watching at least a few episodes. For example, if you watch if you have Amazon Prime, to stream, you can get all the episodes there. Or if you look back at my TV aftermath for the series, you can get just 3 episodes straight up free. Just like, comment, or subscribe to the video. All the details are there. But in any case, Veronica Mars, I liked it a lot. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back with another review soon. Bye.